Do I think Rashid is overrated? What kind of question is that? Absolutely not. He's extremely good. He's like a top 3 character. I've always noticed you're in my chat room, and every time you have something to say to defend Rashid. That's fine. The same thing happened when I was doing Guilty Gear match analysis, and I was watching Deb versus Marlon, and someone was in the chat like, man, Eno, ugh, she's got to work so hard in this matchup. It's impossible. Ugh, this and that, while Eno is fighting Soul. And it's like, you're going to get no sympathy from me playing Eno. She's a great character. Like, you know, I get it. Sometimes you don't love a matchup or something like that. But I was like, what? No. If I read that in my chat, I'm going to be like, well, sucks to suck. Get smoked. The best part was the Eno player was like, man, this matchup, 2D destroys stroke from Eno. She can't even do stroke because it loses to 2D all the time. Meanwhile, we're watching the set, and Marlon Pie is using stroke like crazy to go under Soul's IEDs, to go under his far slash, to go under his hard slash, to go under like 2S, like all these different buttons that he's doing. And in the chat, someone was like, you can never use stroke in this matchup. It's so bad. The thing is like watching this set, everything that person was saying in the chat was not what was happening on the screen. He was saying like, oh yeah, you know, in the mid-range, there's just nothing you can do. It's just so bad as V for Charlie sliding through with the Twitch Prime, squeezing my arm. He was saying like, oh yeah, you can't play mid-range against Soul. It's like impossible. And you know, you can't use stroke in this matchup. But like in mid-range, Marlon was using stroke to beat all the good buttons of Soul's. So it's like the exact thing he was complaining about, the mid-range, is winning with the exact move he says is not usable. So I was like, from what I'm watching on my screen here, it seems like if you read these mid-range buttons you say is tough, you can use stroke. And if they read that, they're going to 2D. And if they 2D, that's way better for you than him doing slash and far slash and getting counter hits and getting like far slash, gun flame, YRC into like a full combo and all this stuff. If you spend your time watching whilst complaining instead of watching while learning, like I'm like, I guess it seems like it. But to my eyes, I'm like, he just used it like 7 times. If you watch that set, Marlon used Stroke the Big Tree like 1,000,000 times. 1,000,000. He used it so much in that set. But my chat is always like that during match analysis. It's always somebody in there like, ugh, this character. And for some reason, it's always the top tier characters. Nobody, if it's Fang on the screen, the Fang player is never like, oh man, Fang is so bad. The Fang player is like, you know, this matchup's not as bad as you think, actually. I don't know why it's like that, but it's Rashid and Eno. It's always these like characters. It's like, all right, well, you know, you don't get a lot of sympathy for playing Eno to start. You chose that life. You have one specific folder on your desktop filled with images of Eno. You made this choice. You have to accept the gameplay consequences. Obviously, you're not going to win the mid-range against Soul as Eno. That is something you have accepted in life, and that's okay, but there's other parts about the character that are very strong. It'd be like that. That's fine. I got a folder of fucking Byakuya pictures on my desktop. You don't hear me complaining. Yeah, you're playing a character with the best mix-up slash pressure in the game. You have to work to get it. It's not the end of the world. It do be like that. She's not an assassin. She's a time-traveling witch. I don't care about her occupation. Whatever her occupation is irrelevant to the... He doesn't care about her occupation either. All I know is Majin Obama on commentary said, I need a girl like that who could beat me up. And I was like, what about the mysterious behavior of the barbecue lid, Obama?